Assalamu alaikum guys, hey, welcome back. I hope you're all well. Snapchat is like my go-to app. I basically post everything there firsthand. Last week, I think it was just before last week, I purchased the new NYX foundation and I told you guys that I wanted to do a first impression on this. If you follow me for a while, you'll know I'm not like the biggest fan of drugstore foundations. I've never, there's a few foundations I've dabbled in that I kind of liked, like the Fit Me by Maybelline. Now I don't really use it anymore either. So I'm not really a fan of drugstore foundations, and I've said this so many times, I'm a lot more likely to use a higher end foundation. I just feel like higher end foundations are a lot better and a lot more luxurious, and I really like to take care of my skin, so I always like to get what's best for my skin. But I thought, everybody's raving about this foundation. It's a lot cheaper than luxury foundations and it seems attractive for a lot of reasons that I will talk about in a minute. Let me just try it out. Let me talk about it to you guys. Let me do another first impressions, because my other first impressions I did for the new Nip and Fab makeup went really well. So I thought, let me do another first impressions where I literally go out and buy stuff myself that I want to try out and show you guys. I ended up getting two shades just because I didn't feel like this one was the right undertone and shade, but it had well, I didn't feel like it was the right shade, but I liked the undertone, and this one is a bit darker, but I feel like I liked the undertone, and I think mixed together they'll make my shade. Now I just want to point something out to begin with, which is the most apparent thing you see when you first look at the counter for this foundation. They have a lot of shades. I think they have like 26 shades. I'm gonna correct it on screen if I'm wrong, and that really impressed me because I feel like when it comes to drugstore foundations, it's really hard to get your right shade, and I think that was the same thing that kind of attracted me with the Fit Me foundation by Maybelline. They had a lot of shades. I was really impressed, and I thought, this is cool. NYX has really went out of their way to cater for a lot of people, not just, you know, the usual pink toned light shades which you find in the drugstore all the time. Saying all of that, I didn't find my perfect shade, but we'll see if this is right or not, because I don't know if you guys can tell, but my hands are a little bit darker than my face, and when I wear my foundation I like to match it with my hands rather than my face, because otherwise I'll look like I have a white face and then tanned hands, and it just does not look right. So I wanted to read what's on the packaging and see what the brand says about this foundation first. There's a few things actually that have made me a little bit skeptical about this foundation, and it's not really about the foundation itself, but it's about the pricing and the quantity of product you get. Something that really surprised me about this, you only get 13 mils of product in this bottle. And this costs £14, and typically foundations have 30 mil per bottle. Some of them have more, but I've never really seen a foundation that had less than 30 mil. And the fact that this has not even half of 30 mil, which is 15 mil, it has 13 mil, 13 mil. Guys, I'm not even joking. If we do a little bit of calculations, this costs £14, and we divide, I'm really bad at maths, but I'm gonna try and do this. 13 by 14? Is it 13 by 14 or 14 by 13? If we divide 14 by 13, that's 1.076 blah blah blah. And then we times that by 30. So technically, if this foundation was a 30 mil foundation, like typical foundations, this would cost £32. This foundation is not very affordable. I'm still kind of baffled, like NYX completely finessed you guys. And I got two bottles. That's not even 30 mil together. That's 26 mil collectively. I feel attacked. Like seriously, what? Bruh. Really? With that aside, because I do spend a lot on high-end foundations, even though this, I don't know if, like, I feel like because of the price range, I feel like I have to compare it to my higher-end foundations. So I really hope this does impress me, because the pricing is kind of overwhelming. So anyway, that's the pricing. Over and done with. We've got that. We're over it now. So they have an image of the bottle inside at the front of the packaging. On the side, we have the shade. So this shade that I got, the lighter shade is Beige, which is number 11, and the darker shade is Caramel, which is number 15, just for reference. By the way, the foundation is called Total Control Drop Foundation. I didn't even mention that in the beginning of the video, silly me. And it has the ingredients. I'm not really so interested in ingredients, to be honest, even though I probably should. On the other side, it has a little bit of information about the product, and it says, with just a few drops, our Total Control Drop Foundation delivers sheer to full coverage and a velvety matte finish. Simply adjust the number of drops you use until the desired level of coverage is achieved. More drops equals more coverage. So this is something that I don't really agree with. At the back, they have an image of the dropper, and then it tells you if you use 2 of these drops, you'll get a light coverage all over. If you use 3 of these drops, you get a medium coverage, and then if you use 4 plus, you'll get a full coverage. Now, I appreciate the fact that they went out of their way to create this little how to use me information, but I just feel like this doesn't fit all. Like, everybody has different sized shapes. Everybody has different sized faces. So some people have smaller faces, some people have wider faces. I just think it's a bit superficial. That's all. One more thing I wanted to mention, this does not have SPF, which is not something I like because since it's summertime, I'm really like into my SPF. I use SPF 50 consistently, like every single day. So the fact that this doesn't have any SPF, I'm not that happy about that. But however, if you guys don't like SPF in your foundations, then that's fine. My biggest pet peeve with foundation, when it gets patchy and horrible and like peels off and stuff. Some foundations actually do that, it's disgusting. Which is one of the reasons why I stay away from drugstore foundations. But here I am, trying out drugstore foundations. I absolutely love the packaging, it's so cute. I can't believe there's only 13 ml in here though. Like, I'm actually still baffled. I feel like, what if it was a mistake? Like, who's calling me? What do you want? Okay guys, so I've just opened both of them. Packaging is definitely like on the high end side of things. I'm impressed. Caramel, that's what it looks like. Please excuse my nails, by the way. I know they look terrible. This is the lighter shade. So yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit closer to you guys so you can see my face. I'm using the Murad Essential C Moisture. I'm just gonna prep my skin using this. I'm not going to use anything else. I'm not going to use a primer. I'm literally just going to use this moisturizer. I'm going to be using a damp beauty blender to apply this foundation. That's how I apply all of my foundations. So it's just going to show me how this foundation works on me the best way. So I'm really nervous about this because I really want to like the foundation, because I feel like finally I'll find something that's drugstore that I actually like. I'm gonna put some of this on the back of my hand of each color. So it's a very watery consistency. I don't know if you can see, but it's literally like dripping down my hand. This is beige consistency. It actually reminds me of the NARS All Day Luminous foundation, which I've actually been using recently because I like the lighter kind of foundation look. So that's what the foundation looks like. I'm gonna swatch them on the side of my face so you can have a look at the shades. So I'm basically gonna mix them together and use them because this is too light and yellow, and this kind of is a bit too dark for me, as you can see. So I'm gonna mix them together and use them together. And I'm just gonna use my beauty blender to blend it all in. So I know, like, I've seen on Instagram a lot of these girls kind of drop the foundation onto their face and kind of do this whole Instagram thing, which is quite cute, but I'm not going to do that. I don't like dropping foundation on my face. I'd rather put it at the back of my hand and then kind of apply it. So I think I've put too much of the darker foundation because I'm looking a little bit more tanned than I usually do. But that's fine. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've used 1 drop, by the way, of each shade so far. Like, I'm still using it. Very light coverage that it's giving me so far. It looks pretty good though, like it looks really natural, and that's the kind of foundation I look for. I'm currently really into the whole natural kind of skin-like foundation look. I don't like too much coverage. Now, I do have these 2 scars here that I would like to cover up, so I'm gonna go over them. But generally, the rest of my face, other than a little bit of scarring here as well, I'm gonna see if it will be able to cover this, because apparently it can go all the way to maximum coverage. So we're gonna test that out. So I'm gonna take some more. I've still got some of the foundation on the back of my hand. Still only used 1 drop of each. I've just finished off the foundation that was on the back of my hand, so I'm gonna add another drop, like half a drop of each one. Like, not even half a drop, like less than half a drop. And I'm gonna add less of the darker foundation this time because I feel like I put too much last time. And then I'm mixing them together and then putting them on the area that I want more coverage. I'm really impressed with that, guys. The only concern I have is the longevity and how it will last on my skin, because that's something that does bother me quite a lot with foundations. Like, I feel like even if you add more to areas that you need more coverage, it doesn't make you look cakey at all. Generally, if you have certain areas on your face that need more coverage because of blemishes or something, don't just automatically start applying foundation all over your face like another layer. Just apply that extra coverage in the areas that you need it, because otherwise it's just gonna make you look cakey. So as you guys saw, I haven't really added any extra foundation anywhere else. Definitely need to mix in a lot less of the darker foundation next time, but we're learning. I have combination skin, combination to dry skin. It's settled in really naturally. It makes your skin pop. Is that even a thing? It makes your skin look naturally beautiful. I'm just gonna go ahead and like put my under eye concealer, contour, highlighter, and then I'm gonna get back. I'm not going to powder my face. I'm gonna leave it as it is without powdering and see how it works with other products on top of it. I can't stop looking at it. I'm really happy with it. I've just done my under eye concealer, lipstick, contour, a little bit of a cream highlight, and I only powdered my under eyes with a translucent powder. I haven't powdered the rest of my face, and as you can tell, like, the best test to see if this foundation gets muddy is putting on a powder bronzer on top of the foundation. Literally, I didn't powder anything. I usually always have to powder before putting my powder contour, and honestly, it didn't even budge. It didn't get muddy. It was amazing. And if you wanted to know which powder contour I used the Kat Von D contour kit. I absolutely love that contour kit. It's actually my favorite right now. So impressed with this foundation. I'm super excited about it. I'm definitely going to show you guys how it looks like during the day. Now, before we move on, I'm going to take a really quick picture with flash. Oh my god, let's see how it looks. So this is what it looks like. Completely no flashback at all. I'm very impressed. Also, the foundation matches my neck really well, so I think the coloring is perfect. The two shades that I picked are really perfect for me, especially because I'm going away soon, so I'm probably going to just be using the darker shade very soon. Guys, if you want to know what lipstick I'm wearing, I did like a favorites, liquid lipstick favorites recently. If you haven't watched it already, the video is in the description box. Not even that early, I'm so sorry. It's like 7:45, but I'm going to be wearing the foundation till late at night just to make sure I test it out as best as possible. So I've got some uploading to do. I'm literally just uploading that video that I spoke to you guys about. I can't stop looking at the foundation in the viewfinder, by the way. That's why I'm not looking at the lens. Honestly, it looks so good. Let me actually bring you guys in a little bit more. I'm super impressed with this foundation. Like, I'm honestly so impressed with the foundation so far. Honestly, the fact that I didn't have to powder it really surprised me, because I'm really icky with like foundations that are too sticky. The texture of this, like, it doesn't even feel like I have anything on. Like, when I touch my face, it does not feel like I have anything on. So anyway, I'm gonna get to work and I'm gonna come back and show you guys how the foundation is doing in a couple hours. Bye. Guys, so it's now 9 p.m. so it's been about just over 2 hours, and I think it's become slightly oily. You can see there's some oiliness going on around the cheek area, around the chin, and around the forehead, but I honestly still like it. It looks really luminous. I think the lights are making me look oilier than I am in real life. I would definitely use a primer underneath it if I was to wear it during the day, but I'm gonna check up with you guys in a couple more hours and let you know how it looks later. Alright guys, so I'm actually having to use my nightgown as a scarf right now because it was the closest thing to me. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys how the foundation is looking. It's currently 12 a.m. I'm about to wash my face off, and I am honestly really impressed. There's no patchiness. My foundation is still on. Yes, it's a little bit oily and kind of gone off in certain areas. I barely put any anyway, like my forehead, but I'm really impressed. It's not the most long wearing foundation, but it's natural and it's basically the kind of foundation that I'm looking for at the moment. I'm looking for something that's light coverage and something that lasts decently. I really like it. Definitely some not so great things about this foundation is it doesn't have SPF, and also I would definitely use a primer with it just to make sure it lasts a lot longer, especially if I'm traveling or if I'm doing a lot of stuff and I have a busy day. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be wearing this tomorrow. I'm traveling to London tomorrow, so I'm definitely going to be wearing this foundation with my typical primer. And my favourite primer at the moment is the Cover FX Blemish Acne Fighting Primer. It's really good. I used a sample of it recently and I loved it, and then I had to purchase the full size. It's amazing. But anyway, if you want me to talk about that primer, let me know. So yeah guys, that's it from me on this first impressions of the NYX foundation. I am impressed, not so impressed about the pricing and this amount of product yet, but it's a good product. If you've tried the foundation, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think of this first impressions video. I'm just going to show you a bit of a close-up of my skin. If you guys want to see me do a full face of NYX makeup, let me know in the comments because I might do it. Oh, anyway guys, this is all slipping off my head now and it's starting to get a bit awkward. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you guys so much and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.